Hello everyone, and welcome back. The only reason I'm posting this video is that every time I put up the Tumbling and Polishing Rocks, I get more and more comments on what do I do with the rocks. So I thought if I go ahead and put a video up on it, every time I get that question in the future, I can just copy and paste the link to this in the comment. When I first started polishing rocks, all I had was a little 3-pound tumbler. I didn't have the double 6-barrel one like I've got right now. And with the 3-pound tumbler, it takes a while to build up any rocks. And you know, it's not like I'm polishing rocks constantly. I do it once or twice a year, and that's about it. And there have been years in there when I didn't do it. Just recently, a few years ago, I started picking it back up again. When I get done with the batch, I just put them into gallon pickle jars, and they just sit there for a while. I do not do any jewelry with it yet. I don't know, maybe I will someday. Right now I don't have the time, the patience, and just don't really have the want yet, but I might someday. But if you guys watch the projects out here in the workshop, you see some of the stuff that my dad builds, and there have been a few projects where he's taken and putting some of those rocks into the project and then eventually then covered them with liquid glass to make sort of like a tabletop. This picture was one of them that he did a couple years ago that you guys probably saw the video on. And he's done that on a few different projects. That's just one of them, and that's one of the places that the rocks get used. In the house I lived in prior to this one, I was doing landscaping in the backyard and made a water feature that came down, just kind of a slow type waterfall, like a stream. And in the very bottom of it, just before it went into like the basin, I lined that whole bottom part with the polished rocks. And you can see it here, right when the camera pans down at the end. Those are all polished rocks that are sitting there that the water runs over. So that was really cool and pretty fun, but at that time, that burned up all my rocks. You know, I'm not doing it all the time, and those rocks, you know, you end up sitting there looking at them, and all of a sudden when you need them, they disappear pretty fast. Last year when Emily was working at a daycare as a teacher, Xander was in that class or whatever, and they were doing some sort of a project, so she came and got a bunch of those rocks, and they had to, I don't know if they had to match them up with something or what, but anyway, they were gone for a while and then they came back. When Melissa lived in Louisiana, I sent some down to her. I actually have some in a package right now going to someone in Vermont that sent some stuff over here for us, and so I sent a few down there. So they don't have any real specific use. I just like doing it. And that's why when people ask me what do you do with them, sometimes I just answer back whatever I want, because they just sit there until they're used. So anyway, that'll kind of button up that question. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I will see you guys on the next video.